right, One Nation. This is an SLM Extra, and as you can see, I got somebody sitting next to me here tonight. Yes, this is not a mirage.
What?
It's Jay Gill.
Is this? Are we live? Are we?
We are live.
Are we in person? It's just so weird because I'm used to being next to you, like on screen, but not next to you. Like I can even rub your head.
That's great.
Oh,
Thank you.
Man. It's so great to be next to the wise Yoda today. I mean, I'm with him, you know. I see I'm maxing out the volume too. I keep like redlining. Am I loud?
You were just a tiny bit. But you know what? He's been doing this all day. He has not gotten a lot of sleep, but took a little nap when we got home from doing a lot of interviews today. Tell them what we've been doing today.
Oh, man. We've had an awesome day. Today was day one of going out and starting to get our interviews. We know Facebook's been having some trouble today, so we're just kind of happy. It's seems like everything's working and we are live. But we know that Facebook's been going through some, looks like some drama. But man, yeah, Dad, we drove in on, we left Friday. We got in Saturday about what was that, 4 a.m. is when I called and woke you up?
Yeah, thanks.
And so, yeah, me and my wife and the 5 kids, we all drove in, got in about Saturday at about 4:30 a.m. and we were just super excited to be back here in Missouri. We knew that this week is Sports Locker week, so we start going to all the schools. We start doing interviews, all of our photography sessions, and we do 3 magazines at a time. And so it's just trying to get back in the groove, get back into the schools, and start that process all over. And man, we had a lot of fun today, but we were running around. We ended up doing, 13
interviews today.
13 interviews and
photo shoots
today.
Yeah. Started off, no holding back. Boom, 13 today. All together in 3 days, we're going to do close to 40 interviews and photo shoots. So, but it's good. We're excited about it. We get to meet lots of new student athletes and coaches, and we get to tell their story from all the different schools throughout mid-Missouri here. And we've already gotten some great stories that are going to be coming this January, March, and May for those 3 issues. So we've got those all planned out. But before we dig into that, why don't we talk a little bit about this past issue that just came out? Tell us a little bit about what you wrote about in your article, The Final Page. We'll just, instead of letting him have the last word, we'll let him get the first word. How's that?
Get it first in. So yeah, this is our latest issue that came out. It's funny, I think the green screen messes with the magazine a little bit there. But we've got David on the cover here from Jefferson City Jays. But yeah, that's the newest magazine that just came out. For the final page, I actually wrote about something fun. I was talking to the wife, and I was trying to think what's something I could write about that would be a little off the wall, be a little different this time. Because I always like to find something fun. So we actually wrote about back to school traditions from around the world, and so it was really unique to read all of like what the world does when it's back to school time. There's just so many different traditions out there. And so if you haven't had a chance to read that yet, it's actually pretty fun just to kind of read about what different cultures do and how they treat going back to school. I thought one that was really unique, I'm trying to remember what country it was, but it's so funny. It was Russia. Yeah.
Russia.
It was Russia for sure. Well, they at the first bell, I thought the most unique part was one of the biggest seniors in the school would take one of the smallest kids from the school, and he usually puts her on his shoulders, and as the first bell's going off, he walks around, and the whole school, like, they all just kind of gather around and have this big, cheering session. But this little girl on top of his shoulders, and they just walk around, and she's cheering and doing the chant or whatever it is, and I just thought that was just kind of fun. Like what a cool way to kick off the school year. I think it's just kind of a good community thing. So I just thought that was very unique. I thought it was interesting. But yeah, that was Russia. I couldn't remember what country that was.
Yeah, no, that was good. I mean, those articles, it's fun. You do a lot of research on those, and you pull up some very unique and interesting basically information. I mean, some of the things that you've done as far as crazy sports that, people wouldn't, particularly really need to try. Like, for me, seriously, riding behind on a sled or skis with a horse pulling me as fast as it can across the city streets in snow. And, I know one thing about city streets, usually they have some type of a signpost. There's usually some type of a signpost somewhere. Oh, yeah. So I'd be a little concerned about that horse taking me over to a signpost.
And unfortunately, I believe that did happen. But the funniest part is I love when I do that research, especially about the sports or these traditions. It's just kind of fun to see how it started. And one of the funniest ones I read was there's a... What was that sport? It was called man versus horse.
Man versus horse.
The racing, and it all started with two guys arguing in a bar, and they were trying to figure out. The guy was like, "I could beat your horse in a marathon. Like, I could do it. I could beat your horse in a marathon." And it's just these two guys sitting in a pub drinking too much. And sure enough, the man versus horse marathon became a thing. And I'm like, that is so funny. And what was even funnier is it took like 15 years, but man eventually won. So, they did it every year, and eventually man was victorious over horse in that marathon race. And I thought that was just so funny. I'm like, the way that these things, are born from, I just find the history and the traditions, they're just funny to me. So it's just fun.
I'm just like, the horse has 4 legs. It's meant to go fast and for long distances. I mean, why? Why even try? So anyway, I'm glad you look it up. But hey, you know what?
Too much Diet Pepsi.
Yeah, your mom's watching, and why don't you say hi to your mom?
Hey, Mom. Hey, how are you doing? Miss ya. Love ya.
Yeah, Jane, he has not had a lot of sleep today. He woke up early, and it's just been a constant barrage of I don't even know what all day long. And, Katie finally had to put him in his place at one point. She just pointed, and then he had to, he went ahead and did. He knew what she was talking about, right?
Oh, absolutely. We got out of the car and started walking towards I believe that was the track surrounding the football field. And I looked over at my wife, and she just, serious as she could be, points at the car, and I knew I need to go get her. I forgot her bag. Let me go grab her bag, like the good donkey that I am. And so that's what I did. We make a joke that I'm a talking tripod, because I stand there and hold my wife's flash, and I'll go anywhere she wants, and I'd be like, I'm better than a tripod because I can move myself. And she's like, yeah, but you're sassier than the inanimate object such as a tripod. And I was like, well, I'm a tripod with a soul. What can I say?
Your mom says my baby needs a nap, and you know what? He did get a nap. He got one. It was a short one.
It was a short one.
It was a power nap,
but I loved it. We got home, and I actually closed my eyes for a good 45 minutes. So that was fantastic. After all the interviews, so I haven't even had dinner yet, which that smelled amazing. I don't know what Mom cooked, but that smelled so good.
Well, you know what? We're going to get into some other stuff here. I mean, you're going to get yourself hungry, and you're not going to want to be on here anymore. We got to keep things.
Sorry, man. I got to go have dinner.
Hey,
it's up to you.
Back. I'm going to do what Katie did. Sit. All right. Hey, in this September-October issue, this is going to be happening all year long. This is a first for Capital City that, they have seniors this year, and so we're having different articles that are being done on all these different student athletes that are the first seniors in Capital City history. So kind of exciting. We had Ethan Wood, a football player, on there.
Yep.
And Ethan and his team, Capital City, played against David Bethune, who's on our cover, JC just a couple weeks ago, and JC got the better of that one. But
yes, they did.
But what a neat thing just to be able to cover these really neat young men. That's what we enjoy about doing this, is that we're able to get out there and cover some really amazing young men and young women, just tell their story, and allow Katie to try to capture them in the moment, and just tell a story through photographs too. So if you haven't had a chance, and if you didn't get a magazine, why don't you go ahead and go to our digital page on sportslockermagazine.com, and you can pull up the latest issue and you can go through the whole magazine there. So lots of good stuff in there. Speaking of lots of good stuff, I'm going to go ahead. Jay is going to talk about this here in a minute, but I'm going to go ahead and play something that I like to bring up from time to time, pretty much every week. So I'm going to go ahead and play the commercial of the place that Jay has been needing to visit ever since it opened. So we're going to go with our next sponsor. That is our sponsor, the Dairy Barn, out there in California, Missouri, off of Highway 87 and 50. And you know what, guys? I took Jay out there on Saturday afternoon. It was actually a pre-dinner dessert. We had dessert before we had dinner. And you're going to be seeing the video footage from that this next week. And, Jay, he ordered something specific, and he didn't get it. That was so funny.
Oh, that was all right. The main reason why I ordered this dish, which was a banana split, was because I wanted, the whipped cream, the chocolate syrup, the strawberry syrup. Like, I'm reading all the stuff that comes with the banana split, and I'm like, yeah, I want that. That sounds good. And so I ordered, a small banana split, and she was like, we don't have any bananas.
We just sold out of them.
We just sold out of the bananas. And so I was like, well, I really just want all the accessories.
I'll have everything but the bananas.
Yeah, I would like this ice cream, please, and then I'll take the whipped cream, the chocolate syrup, the cherries. I wanted the cherries on there, and I tell you what, I was not disappointed. That was awesome. And I got one scoop, because I was like, with all the extra stuff I'm getting, and boy, that was enough. It was a pretty nice sized scoop, I'll tell you that right now. I thought the pricing was fantastic out there.
It was great, and they did a great job. That young lady did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Speaking of fantastic people, here's Melanie Porter, and she's joining us tonight. Melanie, look who is sitting actually beside me. I can push and hit him
in person.
He's here, and we're doing a whole bunch of interviews this week, and it's just exciting to be able to move and do some of the different things that we've been doing today. But we've got a lot of stuff yet to go this week, so we're pumped up and excited about all that. So, Jay, why don't you talk a little bit about some of the other articles that we had in here? I know Rod Smith, he had the top 6 Special Olympics student athletes of the year.
Yep.
And that was really good.
Rod Super 6. Yeah, on page 34. That is just that was a fantastic little beat article, to put together. I think that's so awesome to highlight the Special Olympics, and to show how hard that those kids work too. I mean, they put in a ton of effort to go out there and compete in these sports, and so inspirational. I mean, it just touches the soul.
Yeah.
It really does. But I mean, we had a lot of great students in this last issue here. You had Caden from Russellville. and Russellville has a young football program as well. And so Caden plays on the football team there. He talks about that. He reminded me of a gentle giant, but the kid he was big and he was strong. And he talked a lot about just in the young infancy of this football team, just being able to inspire kids, and he's a senior this year, so really fun to be able to sit down and, like Kirk was saying, you're talking with Capital City, and they're having their first time with seniors. They also have pretty established schools who just started some sports, so it's real fun to be able to talk with them as well, and just kind of see how it's growing. And little teaser, we actually got that today. Over at Lighthouse Preparatory, getting to talk with Aiden Kelly and talking about trap shooting. And this is just the second year for that sport to be at the school, and so super fun to talk about a program that's in its infancy and growing. And man, they've had so much interest just from the first year to the second. It was really cool to hear about the growth and how that's going. So that's a little teaser for starting 2022. Don't know which magazine he'll be in yet, but like you said earlier, it'll be either that January, March, or May.
Yeah, some of the different interviews we're going to be having coming up over the next couple of months are going to be some of these student athletes from these schools that we had in the September-October issue. And one of them, Jonathan Lieb, this was interesting. When I delivered magazines the other day, the lady at the desk, she was telling me and sharing with me that this is going to really mean a lot to him, because he actually had an injury where he was pitching and the ball was hit right back and hit him in the head. And so he had, it was a pretty rough injury, but she said that will really lift him up, because he hasn't been able to play baseball due to that happening to him. So there's lots of different stories within a story. That's why we're doing One Nation and the SLM Extra, just to be able to dig in just a little bit more. And again, there's so many things, just like with Melanie's kids, Tristan and the other ones that we're going to be interviewing. She's got another daughter in school that we're going to be interviewing her sometime too, so we're expecting to do that. We've got a lot of student athletes that we met with today. We've got about 30 more over the next few days that we're going to talk to, and some good stories coming out there. Jay, I think I want to just ask you, what do you find most rewarding about talking to these student athletes? When we go in there and we're wanting to create an experience, why do we do that?
Well, it's just super. You use the word. I love it. It is very rewarding to go in and talk with these kids, and it is an experience that we're trying to create. I love being able to pull them out of class. All the kids say that's one of their most favorite parts, and they're always like, the teachers are always so offended, like we got to pull them out of their class. And we're like, you're welcome, that's good. And the kids, they just love it. My wife, Katie, I can't talk enough about her and what she does, but she really wants them to feel special. And so she fights so hard to take, creative and really high quality shots and photos of the kids. And I'm just a big goofball, and so I'm just there to make jokes. I'm a tripod with a soul. I say all of that in front of the kids, and the goal is just to make them laugh and to get them to kind of loosen up, get out of their shell, realize, hey, there's no need to take this thing too seriously. Like, we're here to have fun, and we just want to capture you. And so I think the best way to capture them and then to even talk with them is after they've kind of taken that shell off and they can just kind of let loose and let their personalities out. So that's always some of the funnest part for me, is to see them shed that outer shell, take the mask off per se, and then they can actually start being themselves. And so then at that point, when we're sitting down to do the interview, it's just really, we have a basic set of questions that are kind of in our head, things we want to talk about, but we just let the interview lead the way. You start off with, all right, what grade are you in, and what do you like to do? And some kids sit there like, I don't even know who I am. Like, just super nervous. And other kids are like, you ask that one question and they'll go on for 5 minutes. And they're just super excited to sit down and get their story out. And so that's one of the best parts that we love, is just to find what their story is, what their passion is. And I mean, there were numerous interviews today that even got me a little choked up.
Yeah.
You just can't help it. Life is life, man. I mean, it can be hard. There's so many challenges, and you hear a kid start talking and about losing their father, and they were dealing with that at 13 years old, and I'm just like, 13. Can you imagine? Like, that's tough.
Yeah.
I haven't had to experience something like that, losing a parent close to you, and so it's just like to go through those emotions, and they just talk about it, and they're just letting out their feelings. And Dad, it's hard sometimes. I get a little choked up.
I know.
I was like,
today when
wow.
that young lady was talking about that, I mean, you could see the tears welling up in her eyes. And I mean, it was a tough question to ask, but you wanted to be able to ask it so that she could honor her dad.
Yeah.
And so we went ahead and did that, and even though it was difficult, she was able to get some of that information out. And I mean, the whole time I'm sitting there, I'm holding back tears as well.
The weeping prophet.
Yeah,
I
whatever.
mean, this guy.
This guy all day long. I mean, and it started off very first thing in the morning, very first place we go to, Lighthouse Preparatory Academy. You're walking up to the door, and they have a bald eagle sitting out, a statue, and he goes, "Look, a statue of you." And, it started off right away. Go inside, they have a mural that has a bunch of different bald eagles flying around. He goes, "Oh, you even have a mural."
Oh, damn.
So, that's what I deal with, folks. That's what I deal with. So,
I mean,
when my daughter points and
guys,
says, "Just stop," that's what needs to be done.
Guys, you have no idea how much joy it was brought to me as I walked up to that first school and I saw the bald eagle statue. Like, I mean, it was just like a gift from God. It was just the angels in the back. Oh, yeah. I was so excited.
Yes, you were. And, and just to let you know that it's been going on for a long time, in my phone, Jay had programmed in there that it doesn't say Kirk DeMars. No, it says the bald eagle. So if I ever text myself or anything like that to send a message, the bald eagle sent this. I'm like, oh, I got to change that someday, but I don't know how.
I set up Siri, because you can name your phone and you can name yourself, so Siri knows that he's the bald eagle. And I'm thinking it's like a British voice too, so it's like, "Hey, bald eagle," like, "Hey, bald eagle, I've got you. Do you need to find me, bald eagle? What do you need, bald eagle?"
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
It's not hilarious.
It's been like that for a decade.
It's been, and it'll probably be like that again because I don't know how to change it. All right, we're going to go ahead and do our next sponsor here. Paula and her team at CNS Business Services, I want you to hear what they have to say here real quick, and we'll be back and we'll have another segment. Hope you're enjoying this. We are, as you can see, we've had a busy day, and we just had a lot of laughter. So anyway, appreciate you joining us. This is Paula from CNS Business Services.
Do you wish you could work from home? You can. If you work better in your PJs, it works for us at CNS Business Services. We're adapting to the way people want to work. We've established new, innovative ways of flexible staffing, including work from home. Right now, we have remote job opportunities for those who enjoy customer service. If you're looking for employment options that fit your lifestyle, call CNS Business Services or apply online at cs-business.com.
Say yes to CNS.
CNS Business Services, Paula and her team, they do a fantastic job. Again, we say this every week because it's true. Every single week it's true. I mean, they do such a fantastic job of getting and finding people jobs. And, if you need a job or somebody needs a job, give them a call. They will help get you set up. There's that one commercial. I think it's a sighting one. I'm just going to say it like he does. Call now.
Call now.
It's something like that. I don't know. Hey, getting back to real quick, we have lots of unique articles in the magazine. The last couple of weeks we interviewed Laura Bax, and we talked about her article that she does on all things outdoors. I mean, man, that woman travels everywhere,
Yep.
does and knows just about everything, and we just really appreciate the articles that she writes in the magazine. Last week we had the three guys from 573 Outdoors. They talked about bow fishing, and if you haven't checked out their site, you need to go there because, I mean, there's some ridiculously large fish that they are shooting with arrows
Oh yeah.
and then reeling them in,
Oh yeah.
and there's not even room on the boat for some of them. They're that big. It's
That
ridiculous.
one, that was what, 126 pounds.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't. It was some type of carp.
Yeah.
Right? It was like a flathead carp. That thing was huge.
Well, and there's like alligator gars. I mean, for me, the thing that would stop me from trying to pull that in is the first word that is called alligator. I mean, hello, no.
Hello. One thing I really like about those articles is it's something different. You read it, and one thing that I really like about even like Laura's articles, when she's talking about all the different things you can do, she's just talking about how uplifting and I'm struggling to find the word, but being outside, how much joy it can bring. Like she says, it's like a natural antidepressant. Like getting outside, hiking, letting the sun hit your body. Obviously, don't get sunburned because that would be depressing. I can relate to that. But I completely understand where she's coming from. We've got a 3-month-old boy, and these last like 4 or 5 weekends in a row, we've just been going outside. He's finally at that age, once he hit about a month and a half, 2 months. Me and Katie, we were like, we've got to go out and do some exploring. We didn't get to do any of that this year, with Kate being just super miserable and pregnant, and then she has that emergency C-section, which was just so intense. And then all of a sudden, it's my mom said vitamin D. Absolutely, get that natural vitamin D. But we just had so much going on, we just didn't get to go out in our beautiful state of Colorado, and there's so much to do and explore. We didn't do any of it. So these past 4 or 5 weekends, we've just been getting in the Suburban, and we're going. We'll drive 2-3 hours away just to find a new place to go hike. And man, there is just something about being outdoors. And conveniently enough, we do it on Sundays. And so if anyone knows me, I am a huge football guy. I love getting to watch my football. I love playing fantasy football. I love following the sport all day long and seeing what's going on. And all of a sudden, it's like, man, I don't get to watch football because we're going on drive to Arizona. Yeah, because a 2-3 hour drive is so comparable to 9 hours one way. Oh, Mom, love you so much. But anyways, I love getting to watch football. That's kind of my jam. But I'm trading that in. We leave usually Sunday mornings, and we'll be gone pretty much all day, not get back till 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. We try to get back by 3 because the kids have jiu-jitsu at 3. But there were a couple Sundays we didn't. We were like, we're just enjoying this too much, and we're having too much fun as a family. We're not going to call it short. And so, I mean, I'm trading that time in because I do find the value of being outside. I can see it makes the kids happy, makes the wife happy, makes me happy, makes me feel good. Just great quality time.
And that's, and again, some different things that, Laura's talked about has inspired you guys to, kind of dig in a little bit more. And that's, that's been, again, articles are amazing. Same thing with 573 Outdoors. They just kind of go beyond even what, their normal train of thought or some of the typical things they normally do. They try to expand outside of that, and it's great. I think another really neat thing is that, a lot of our other outside writers, like Mayor Carrie Turgeon, I mean, man, she wrote about a pretty rough one here this past issue.
Yeah, I'll let you talk about this one.
Margaret Rompf. I just want to quickly give a picture here to show you this young lady. Carrie talks about her, and, they have a specific fundraising type of thing now that they do with blankets. It's called Miracles for Margaret. So if you want to check that out, this young lady she passed away, and the family continued on by carrying on with Miracles for Margaret, so that they can continue to pass out blankets and just in her memory, just kind of like a foundation. So if you again go to sportslockermagazine.com, go to the digital issue, make sure you read that. And Melanie's making a comment that Margaret was an amazing girl.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
I did not know her, but just from reading that article, I mean, obviously you can tell that she was an amazing young lady. So again, it's just those heart-wrenching stories that just pull you in. We have other writers like Council for Drug-Free Youth that they're talking about some serious stuff to help our youth prevent making some of the mistakes that might be life-changing.
Yep.
That could literally take them from heading down a good path to off and getting completely lost and very dangerous. And so I appreciate the articles that they write in the magazine.
We have great partnerships with a lot of people, and I find so much value in what they bring and the articles that they write. I mean, that's why people ask who this magazine's for, and we share with it. It's for everyone. Like, there's something in here for everyone. It's not, because some people are like, oh, I'm not into like just traditional sports. Like, I don't want to just read a traditional sports magazine. And I'm like, great, because we've got it all.
Yeah.
We don't have we have traditional, we have non-traditional, and we have just heartwarming stories like this, like that. It has nothing to do with sports, but it's just about our community and life.
Yeah,
and
like Longfellow's Garden Center, Alice Longfellow, writes an article for us. And I mean, if you want to know stuff about plants and the best plants to get into the ground at the right time, Alice at Longfellow's Garden Center and All-in-One Outdoor Solutions, they can give you that information, and they have all the resources there right there in Centertown up the road on Highway 50. I tell you what, make it a day. Drive on up there, get the stuff you need, go on up to the dairy barn and get your ice cream.
Got to.
Then go back home and maybe think about doing that the next day or something. I don't know.
Oh, that's awesome.
All right. Hey, Jay, I think we had decided that we were going to do kind of a short program today. Again, just because we have so much going on over these next few days trying to get all these interviews and photo shoots done. We just wanted to get on here with you guys tonight, tell you what's going on, be looking forward to some of these articles that are getting ready to come out in the November-December issue. Yep. Some amazing stuff there, and then the ones that are on beyond that. I'm always give you the final word. I want you to just jump in here and say whatever it is you want to say, except the bald eagle.
Oh,
off limits. Not an option.
Nothing's off limits. Come on, Dad. We had so much fun today. Don't even play. It is funny since. How we do these articles, but like one of the kids that was that's just now in this article, it was funny because we interviewed them back in March, and so we came into town, did those interviews. So today we're going around and doing the interviews, and I'm seeing these kids that we just interviewed, but they're just in the magazine. It's just a time warp thing for me. And it's just like, oh, hey, that's Caden today. Hey, Caden, hey. He was out there he had gym class or something, so he was out there when we were doing photo shoots in Russellville today. And so it's just fun stuff like that. But you see these kids, and it's pretty fun to watch the kids. Everyone knows it's Sports Locker in town, and so it's like, oh, hey, they're with Sports Locker. And the kids that we're interviewing, they kind of hold their chest high. They're kind of proud, it's kind of an honor for them. And I'm like, you guys have no idea how much of an honor it is for us just to be there, to be with these amazing school administrators, these athletic directors. Mm-hmm. They all do such a fantastic job, and we got spoiled today. Yeah. All the athletic directors, I mean, they had the kids ready to go. They had it's like they roll out the red carpet like Sports Lockers here. You guys can take my office, do interviews in here, and we're always just
Jay's like, do you have any snacks or anything? Yeah. No, he didn't do that.
No, but we're always just like, hey, we don't want to be an inconvenience. Like, we're just here to hang out with these kids, do these interviews, have a fun time, and it's just fun because we're we're kind of timid in that aspect, or we're not wanting to interrupt or disrupt the day, and these schools just spoil us. They love that we're there. They want us to take these kids and have fun, and it's just fun to see all the kids that we've already interviewed.
No, and it's like you guys are celebrities.
Oh man, that's kind of what they were treating us like. No, they do so good for us, man. They treat us well.
They do, and again, I want to reiterate that too, is that these athletic directors pulling all this stuff together as far as getting us the student athletes that we need. And again, we wish that we could tell every student athlete's story, but we are limited to basically one per issue. We do try, however, in the encore section. So if for some reason we're not able to tell the story of your student athlete in one of our normal articles, we do have the encore section. Send us a photo, a bio about them, and we will make sure we try to get it in the magazine. Jay's going to hold it up here real quick.
You guys check out the encore.
Again, just an opportunity to be able to, I guess, tell the story of more student athletes, and the more we can, we love it. So we're excited about all that. The opportunity that we have, and again, it's made possible by the schools. Tell your athletic directors thank you for working with us and treating Jay like royalty. Tell them thank you.
They do.
Because it just makes my job so much easier.
They just spoil us, man. I just can't get over. Every time I come into town, it's like, man, Dad, is this how you get treated everywhere you go? Do they see Sports Locker and they're like, man, you're so cool? Because that's how I feel. I feel really cool.
Well,
and I'm not a cool guy. I'm kind of a nerd. So, a dork.
No, I think your wife called you Buttercup today.
She said, listen up, Buttercup. Boy,
That's when he knew he crossed the line.
I am a sassy tripod. I tell you what, I hold things, and I'm better than an inanimate object, but I'm a sassy tripod. I don't lie about that.
Yeah. Hey, why don't you go ahead and close this out and tell everybody.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Like Kirk said, we just wanted to come on tonight and share about some of our fun adventures from today. We've got a lot more interviews to do over the next couple days, and we're super excited. Like this is my vacation. I put quotations around my vacation, and everyone in Colorado where I work, they all know it's a workcation. But I have so much fun. Like I don't consider this work. I love getting to go out and just to hang out with these student athletes and these coaches and athletic directors and just hear their story. And so that's what all of this is about. It's about them. It's about spreading their stories. It's about putting positive energy out there, because that's what makes this world a better place. And so we absolutely love coming to town. I love getting to hang out with this guy. How many people have this cool of a father-in-law? Not many, I'll tell you that. Not many. So I'm absolutely spoiled.
He just wants his supper. That's the whole thing. He just wants his supper, and he's trying to get me to take him to Dairy Barn again. That's what's going on.
Quit. He is so funny. I've been blessed to have this guy in my life for a long time now. What are we on? 15 years? 16 years? It's something. It's a long time. 16 years.
Wow. Seems like yesterday.
Oh, boy, I was so much skinnier yesterday. Less gray as well.
Yeah, I know what that's like.
But I can't thank this man enough. It's great when you have a father-in-law, but it's even better when you've gained a father. And so I love getting to come hang out with him, get to hang out with Mom here in Jeff City, hang out with Grandma and Grandpa on the farm.
And needing to hang out with Mom in Arizona.
I do.
Make sure you say that.
I do need to see my mama in Arizona. I've been waiting for her to come see me, too.
Yeah, I mean, Jane, come on, grandbaby.
Come on,
new
grandbaby, come on. But my mom's so busy. She's got so much going on, and I absolutely do love and miss her. But coming here to Jeff City is it's a very special thing. So I just want to say thanks for having me. Thanks for being so accommodating, and I love you.
Love you too, and I want you to take that phone call because that's your brother.
Well,
so I'm going to go ahead and close out for Jay because
God bless you guys.
He's going to take the call from his brother. So He's out of here. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. This is One Nation, a Sports Talker Magazine Extra. We will see you next week. Make sure that you join us for the next week's program. We're going to have some exciting stuff for you. God bless you, and we will talk to you later.